Hunters, our new Huntrix meal is now at McDonald's.
With Namyan McShaker.
Infamous, the winner.
Just looking for a sign. Running in the dark, and it goes on and on and on. I am running in the dark, running into my trap. Running in the dark, why is this happening to me? There's a stranger in my sight. Unbroken. Watch where you're thinking that they'd give you anything. You build them up while they tear you down, but still you never give up. You never give up.
They
No.
would soak the fire as you hope to rise. It was mostly lies that you broke inside. I know it's all love, I just gotta complain. I got your back, we gon' rise to the flames. You'll be at it again.
I won't let go. I'll be by your side. Won't let you drown. I won't let go, and nothing can stop me. I'm broken. The same old story. It drives you crazy. They put you first in line and we're never around, but still you never give up. You never give up. No.
Bang, bang, bang! Welcome in everybody live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for some badass racing getting ready to take place here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And it is going to be one epic showdown for that Ash for Cash. Race number 3 live here at the Five Flags Speedway for the late model stock division. We're live here in Pensacola, Florida, getting ready to tack on this half-mile length asphalt oval. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be one hell of a show here tonight. Are you ready to go racing? We'll get you down here on the main broadcast cam. Welcome in to the Booty Scoot Racing channel as these guys continue to round out the qualifying session. These guys are getting ready to tack on what is one of the best half-mile racetracks on the iRacing platform, the home of the internet virtual racing service. We are 88 feet above the altitude sea level here in Pensacola, Florida, and is finally going to be a day I will not get sunburnt. The sun is nice and hid behind the crowd at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, tons of action over the past couple weeks or so inside of the inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. Late model stock division, and what we kind of mean by that is we had a little bit of a debacle after the race 2 weeks ago. It is a couple of drivers going it and at it. It'll bring us some storylines. The remaining schedule here inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. Late model stock division, the Wheel of Modifieds race last night. They had one hell of a show. Make sure you go check that out on the top right portion of your screen on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. we'll head on over to the Lucas Oil Speedway, a.k.a. also known as the IRP Raceway. Then we'll head on over to the Southern Nashville. It'll be the double header with the Wheel It Modifieds. Both of those series will tackle on the Southern National Speedway. We'll head on over to the Hickory Motor Speedway. Going to be looking forward to that, but probably going to be the better race of the season. To be one of my favorites for sure. Then we'll head on out to California for Kern County Raceway, where Kevin Harvick will be the honorary pace car driver. We'll head on over to the Thompson Motor Speedway. Then we'll go to the first time ever on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll take that trip down over to the Oxford Plains, finally rounding out the regular season finale at the Martinsville Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally gladly able to have you guys here tonight, once front row for the late model stock division. Race number 3 qualifying is currently on our way here, and as these guys continue to turn the laps, we'll have that for you here momentarily. We'll pull up the screen on the left side. Currently on the pole right now is Patrick McPeak in the number 61 late model. And see if anybody can break out that time. We still got about 3 minutes left here to go on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Gives us perfect time to go up tonight's sponsorship. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully these guys won't need to make the call down on over to Maccabee Auto Services LLC. Contact them today, 864-256-1346 for all of your maintenance, suspension repair, and engine repair needs. Hello, to Brandon Maccabee and his Maccabee Auto Services LLC. They'll be on the number 31 late model here tonight. Got some shit you need hauled around? Go check out the best truck driving company in the upstate. Go check out one of my dear friends, Kevin Keyshawn Hill, at 864-577-5293. And he'll get all of your TCW's mission is the best transportation provider in the southeast of the United States of America. It's that time of year. Baseball's back in action. Go Home Run Cafe in the Inman, South Carolina, 293-49864-516-6955, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. And finally, our final one here before we kick off down on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel's main broadcast cam. A lot of these drivers supported here tonight by NR3 Designs, Custom Graphics, and Schemes. Go check them out on Instagram, NR3_Designs, for all of your custom paint schemes, spec backs, and custom numbers. We'll get you back down here on the main broadcast cam, looking like the admin has got all the drivers rounded up here and nice and locked and loaded. The qualifying session looks like it is going to be in the books. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Five Flag Speedway, the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division, a half-mile asphalt paved oval. Opened in 1953, Five Flag Speedway takes its name proximity from Pensacola, Florida, known as the city of Five Flags, and the reference to the fact that the governments ruled the city back in the early days: Spain, France, Great Britain, the Confederate United States of America, whatever you want to call it. Five Flags is one of the fastest short tracks in America, and thanks to its steep 15-degree banking here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel and its wide turns, that gives this track nearly a circular configuration, as you see on your screen. Although the track hosted the NASCAR Grand National Series, the Forerunner NASCAR Sprint Cup Series known today, or the Cup Series, in its early day, Five Flag was known as the site of the annual Snowball Derby. We'll have more of that to come, ladies and gentlemen. However, though, it looks like the qualifying session is in the book here, and on the pole will be the number 61 from Mount Airy, North Carolina. Driving the late model here tonight, that's going to be Patrick McPeak, after picking up the Wheel and Modified win last night. Ladies and gentlemen, Patrick McPeak looking to double down here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Well, that being said, folks, once the results are posted, we'll have them up on your screen, and we'll have who is heading to the LCQ heat races here in just a moment. Looks like it'll switch on over as we speak. So it looks like we're going to have about 10 cars here in heat race number 1. If the results will pull up for us, no, they're not quite yet, so that's okay. We'll get those two momentarily. Get down on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel where the cars are actually nice and locked and loaded, ready to go. So we can't get these starting lineups to you here in just a moment. Here, pull up the starting grid on tonight's Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Declan Willis, James Fowler to be the front row with Dylan Thomas, Corey Tessner, Dakota Pignataro, Luca Torcott, the Canadian, back in action in the third row with Chris Knighty, Mike Doyle in the fourth row, followed by Phil Bogdan, Nicholas Maynard, and Nate Hall. Where it looks like these guys were going to take on 15 laps around the annual Five Flag Speedway, getting ready to go racing here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. It is going to be one hell of a show. We'll get you down on the main broadcast cam. Meet your favorite driver, driving the number 100 late model here tonight from South Boston, Virginia. That's going to be Declan Willis. On the outside of him, driver the number 24 Gulf late model from Greenville, South Carolina, two-time heat race winner, James Fountain. Starting in the second row, third place position from Denison, Texas, that's the 03 NR3 Designs late model of Dylan Thomas. Starting in the fourth place spot here, driving the silver and orange IndyCars.com late model, that's the number 88, well the 888, in the fourth place position, Corey Tessner. Driving the number 99 here tonight, starting in the fifth place position on the inside from New Bern, Dakota, Pignataro. On the outside of him will be the number 036 Canadian of Luca Torcott. Starting in the fourth row here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, on the seventh place position from B-Town, Indiana, that's the Maverick, Chris Knighty. On the outside of him will be the white and orange late model from Middletown, New Jersey, of Mike Doyle. And behind him will be the number 29 late model here tonight of Phil Bogdan. Starting shotgun tail into the field, driving the U.S. Air Force number 18 late model will be Nate Hall. Drivers get ready to take the green flag here in just a moment. They will be behind Peter the base car. We are getting ready, set to go racing. Looks like Dylan Thomas having trouble getting the late models fired up there and up and moving. Holy shit. Already having some trouble. Looks like the jet drivers have done some shitty job as well of clearing off the racetrack. Not very sure what their main problem is. We'll go ahead and get your night's keys of the race up here for the heat race tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. You're going to have to keep that late model clean if you want a chance at it here tonight. You're going to have to keep your cool. Go ahead and double down with that one. Save those Hoosier rubbers. You're going to need every bit of them. These guys will get a brand new set of Hoosier rubbers to start the main feature here tonight. But finally, you're going to want to maximize those points. If you've had a shitty first two races, tonight is the night to get out there and get it done. But you got to get it done cleanly. No need to shake, rattle, and roll anybody if you don't have to. It'll be Declan Willis, James Fallon on the front row will bring the grid up one more time as they get ready to take the green flag. Heading down the back straightaway, Willis, Fallon, Thomas, Techner, Pignataro, the top five drivers. We still got a whole nother heat race underneath our belt heading your way right after this, so make sure you're strapped, locked, and loaded. Things are getting ready to get absolutely crazy here tonight. You have yourself a virtual race green flag from Five Flag Speedway. Working down the back straightaway, down into turn 3 and 4. Declan Willis will jump out to the race lead, followed by James Fountain, Dylan Thomas, and Dakota Pignataro. That's how they'll roll down into turns 1 and 2. Battle side by side back here for Luca Torcott and Chris Knighty. Corey Tessner's gone backwards quickly here. 3 positions already. He must have spun the tires there on the restart. Heading down into turn 3 and 4, coming around the complete lap number 2 here tonight at the Five Flag Speedway. It's going to be one hell of a show. 15 lap shootout here tonight. The caution flag is already out. Caution flag out for the 00 of Mike Doyle driving this 00 orange and white late model from Middletown, New Jersey. We will back that ass up for the instant replay of Mike Doyle riding out the nose cam of the 00. Looks like he's that outside, sick for barrier and hard on the inside. Retaining wall, we'll have to back it up one more time with Michael Doyle. He takes a hard shot right there, not entirely sure what led to this caution flag. We'll back it up one more time, take a look. Just pancakes the outside wall, gets a little bit loose down on the hard on the inside, safe for barrier for the 00 of Mike Doyle. Don't look like there's much damage, if any. See, we can't get an onboard cam of the 00 driver, Mike Doyle. Looks like he is frustrated inside of that race car. Get you back down here on the main broadcast cam live on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Mike Doyle will go to the tail end of the line, who will receive the EOL for bringing out the caution flag. Do it in legit style here, so if you're loving what you're seeing, make sure you slap that like button. Press that follow button. Get ready to go back racing here tonight at the Five Flag Speedway for a quick cleanup. Caution flag on lap number, 5, 6 of here tonight. Five Flag Speedway, home of the Snowball Derby, taking place every December. One of the biggest late model races of the year. This is going to be the I-85 Asphalt Series. Kind of ish brand of the Snowball Derby. Green flag back in the air here for Dylan Thomas. He'll lead them back through the restart zone. We're back racing here with 12 laps to go here at Five Flag Speedway in only heat race number 1. These drivers will have a whole another heat race here tonight. The guys that fell below the Fast 5 drivers will go to the LCQ heat races. Everybody will advance out of each and every single heat race. However, though, guys, the further that you finish back in your heat race, the further you'll be back in tonight's event. That can be the big thing, though, because you can work your way up through the field, grab those extra hard charger bonus points. To go to Pignataro separated himself big time here from the Canadian, the number 36. Works down on the bottom side of the racetrack here, trying to get around Corey Riptide Tesla. You right out the front nose, a Tesla down the front straightaway. Talked to Corey Riptide Tesla earlier. He's sideways off of turn 2. This number 88 HendrickCars.com late model. He told us that he was sick and tired of getting beat, banged, and ran over here in the I-85 Asphalt Series. He was looking to change that around here tonight. Corey Tester said if these guys want to get physical, he'll get right back to it. They told Corey Tester, stay tame until they give it to you. He's sideways right now. Just looking for an adjustment here, headed toward the feature. He's worked his way up to the top 5 position. Right now, though, it's been all Declan Willis inside of this number 100 ACR Racing late model. Declan Willis, one of the better drivers here from South Boston, Virginia for ACR Racing. Heard a debacle in the garage area earlier that ACR Racing went through some kind of mismatch. They have separated teammates here, so now some of these guys are out on their own, coming across the line for 7 laps to go. The battle for the race lead really starting to shake up here. Dylan Thomas has closed over the back bumper of James Fountain here at the Five Flag Speedway. You're riding on board this 03 late model from Denison, Texas. One hell of a drive here from Denison all the way here to Five Flag Speedway tonight, just trying to get some points here to maximize your day. Ladies and gentlemen, the top 3 drivers will reward themselves from points inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. Mike Doyle involved in the accident, the only caution flag here tonight. He's trailing way outside of the base. Top 3 drivers really starting to make mix and match here. We'll see if we can't pull up tonight's battle box here as we roll inside 5 laps to go. The battle for the race lead. That's Declan Willis, James Fountain, and Dylan Thomas. Dakota Pignataro, big time loose back there. Corey Riptide Tester's looking to make a move here in turn 3 and 4. He'll lose down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Dakota Pignataro, can he get the gas down? That's the battle for the 3rd place position. Excuse me, that's the battle for the 4th place spot. Battle for the race lead with 4 laps to go here at Five Flag Speedway. Consists of James Fountain and Declan Willis. Door to door through 3 and 4. Heading off the exit of turn 4 right now. It's anybody's ball game here. Knowing these guys need these 3 extra points for the win. James Fountain collects the inside safer barrier. He'll get a little bit close down on the inside. That'll kill that 24's run. That'll bring the 03 of Denison, Texas right into the ball game. And we're racing, folks. Those things don't mix. Fountain able to recover. He'll grab the race lead on his turn 4. Caution flag out here on the front straightaway. Big time wrecking. We got one over on their lid. It's Nate. Oh my Jesus. It's Corey Tesner. Back-to-back races. Corey Tesner. Holy shit. On his lid. Don't you love what you're seeing, folks? Holy crap. We'll have to back that ass up here for the yellow flag. Take a look and see exactly what the hell happened to Corey Riptide Tesner. Turns around, Dakota Pignataro. Hard shot there from Phil Bogdan. And a barrel roll across the front straightaway into turn 1 for Corey Tesner. We'll back that ass up one more time with Corey. Take a look here and see what happened here. Coming out the exit of turn 4 here. Coming across the line. Left hooks Dakota Pignataro and then just gets smashed. Holy cow. What a absolute wreck here. See if we can't ride out the roll bar cam of Corey Tesner as he takes it off the racetrack and back down on the pit lane, trying to get this late model to be patched up here and back in action. We'll back it up one more time for Corey Tesner right on board. This is going to be a scary one, folks. A never-ending wreck here on the front straightaway live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Corey Tesner absolutely torn up here in the LCQ heat race. If you're loving what you're seeing, looks like we're headed to the overtime here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are coming back to the live main broadcast cam. We apologize for the brief inconvenience there. 2nd caution flag here tonight in the LCQ heat race. James Fountain made one hell of a move there from Greenville, South Carolina, and got himself to the race lead. He almost clipped that inside safer barrier. If he didn't, that number 24 don't appear to have any kind of damage on it at this moment. Corey Tesner has climbed out of his race car. The number 888 will have to get his work done here to get it switched and swatched up here for the main event feature here tonight. Corey Tessner definitely not out of the key here tonight. Chris Knighty driving the Slim Jim Triple Deuce machine here has moved up into the top 5 position from B-Town, Indiana, as our ticker is refreshing itself on the left side of your screen. So it's going to be Fallon, Willis, Thomas, Knighty, and Doyle, the top 5 drivers here. Mike Doyle way to rebound and bounce his way back up here, looking to score some points here. Top 3 drivers being awarded the points here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like we'll take at least one more lap around the Pensacola, USA, live here in Pensacola, Florida at the Five Flags Speedway. We'll be back here in just a moment. As we pause for station identification, getting ready to take the green flag here for LCQ Heat Race number 1. 2 quick caution flags and one over up and on their lid. That's Corey Riptide Tester. He's climbed out of the race car. He has declined comment from our pit road reporter. Green flag back in the air. Denison Texan driver 03 of Dylan Thomas all over the back bumper. James Fallon gets him a great shove down into turns 1 and 2. This will be a overtime green-white checkered shootout here for the LCQ Heat Race win tonight. Declan Willis trying to make the move around James Fallon. He'll have one more lap to do it. He'll close big time up through 3 and 4. White flag is in the air, presented by AFLglobal.com. We still have one more heat race remaining in the books here tonight. Working off the exit of turn 2. Declan Willis will have one more opportunity at the back bumper of James Fallon, who's looking for his 3rd heat race win here on the season already. James Fallon will work his way off turn 4. He'll win the heat race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. James Fallon makes a move right there in the closing laps from Greenville, South Carolina. Wins the heat race here tonight at 5 flags. He'll start in the 6th place position. We still have one more race to go here for the qualifying portion part of the event, and we'll have 100 laps scheduled for the main feature here tonight. Several new faces in the heat races. Looks like they didn't make the Fast 5 drivers. And as we are waiting on these guys to load up, we'll pull up the qualifying results here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The top 5 drivers included Patrick McPeak, Walker Matthews, Grayson Underwood, Ace Throckmorton, and 3-time champion Chase Johnson, cracking out that final top 5 position. So everybody else on your screen you've seen there will be located in a heat race right here. This will be heat race number 2 on the poles. Driving the number 40 late model, that is going to be Michael Johnson. On the outside of him will be the Apple Ale Peeler, number 27 late model from Landrum, South Carolina, of Adam Peeler. Starting in the 3rd place position, 2nd row from Asheville, North Carolina, driving the number 10 late model, Ty McIntosh. On the outside of him from Paces, Virginia, starting in the 4th place position, 2nd row, that's the ACR Racing late model number 2 of Trace Daniel. Driving the number 48 Lowe's late model from Crawfordsville, Indiana. That's the 5th place starting spot here in heat race number 2 of Aaron Evans. No relation here between these 2 drivers. Driver the number 6 Fine modified on the, late model on the outside. Mustache is in full effect, giving him the aero advantage here tonight from Princeton, North Carolina. It's going to be Zach Evans. Rounding out the 7th place position here tonight in the 5th row from Duncan, South Carolina, driving the HendrickCars.com number 38 late model. That's the Hammer, Alan Hammerbeck. And on the bottom side below him, driving the Maccabee Auto Services number 31 late model from Spartanburg, South Carolina. That's the Grimmy Brandon Maccabee. And starting shotgun tail end of the field here, receiving the EOL from the actions taken 2 weeks ago in the race, will be the number 3 Red Bull machine of Andrew Parnell. Getting ready to go racing here tonight in heat race number 2. Same rules apply here, folks. 15 laps will be the duration of heat race number 2. The pace car will hang the left down on the pit lane. This time around, green flag is in the air for LCQ heat race number 2. Michael Johnson brings us to the green flag. Working up the exit of turn 2, Johnson has the race lead, but he's door-to-door with Ty McIntosh, who's made a quick move early. Down into turn 3 and 4, contacts made by Aaron Evans to the outside driver, Trace Daniels in that ACR late model. That'll move him up the racetrack. Adam Peeler will move down here in the third place position. Adam Peeler won the modified LCQ heat race last night. Can he pick him up the late model one here? Down on the bottom side of the racetrack through 3 and 4. If these guys can get it up and moving, I think we can get ourselves a nice little broadcast going. Crossing the line here, 13 laps to go. Alan Hammerbeck moves to the inside of the number 31. McAbee Auto Services late model of Brandon McAbee. These two guys will battle back here for the 6th and 7th place position on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 12 laps to go here. Battles all throughout the racetrack. He will bring them to you as tonight develops. Running around the Five Flags Speedway, the home of the Snowball Derby, But tonight is home of the I-85 Asphalt Series. Trace Daniel hard on the inside, safe for barrier. Outside wall, He'll collect Brandon McAbee, and the caution flag will fly here in heat race number 2. Holy cow, folks. We'll have to back that ass up for the instant replay here live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Take a look and see exactly what happened to Brandon McAbee working off the exit of turn 3 and 4. Looks like the number 6 in the ACR racing machine of Trace Daniel make contact. Looks like the bystander of Brandon McAbee just absolutely plummeted right there and collected inside of that wreck. We'll back that ass up one more time. Take a look and see exactly what happened there. Riding with the number 2 here. I'm not sure entirely if him and the number 6 made contact. Looks like the 6 just got loose, and so did the number 2. Hard on the outside safer barrier. He'll take a hard lick right there, see if he can't ride on board that number 2 late model here and exactly see what happened to Trace Daniel coming off the exit of turn 3 and 4. Brandon McAbee minding his own business there, gets collected in the wreck. We'll back it up one final time right on board with Brandon McAbee. The Grim Reaper gets swept up there into turn 3 and 4 in a wreck that he had no absolutely part of right there, but unfortunately he's got a little bit of damage to the left rear of that McAbee Auto Services. Thank God he owns his own garage. Could he get down there to make the repair on it? I want to remind you to head on over to McAbee Auto Services LLC, located in Greer, South Carolina, for all of your engine service maintenance repair needs. The I-85 Asphalt Series, a proud sponsor here tonight. Getting ready to come back to the green flag here for LCQ heat race number 2. Peter the base car is hung to left down on the pit lane. Green flag back in the air here at the Pensacola, Florida's Five Flags Speedway. We're heading back down into turns 1 and 2 and 11 laps to go. Michael Johnson, Ty McIntosh battle door to door for the race lead here at heat race number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this beautiful racetrack working off the exit of turn 3 and 4 and back down into turns 1 and 2. A absolute sold-out crowd here tonight. Door-to-door, 3 rows back here off of turn 2 and heading down the back straightaway. Adam Peeler, Aaron Evans, and Zach Evans. No relation here between these two drivers trying to hold each other ass. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Five Flags Speedway, the home of the Snowball Derby. The past Snowball Derby winners have included drivers like Donnie Allison, Darrell Waltrip, Rich Pickle Jr., Kyle Busch, Eric Jones, Chase Elliott. Just enough drivers I can name off the top of my head. It should have been Ty Majesty a couple times, but he just can't seem to time the restart zone from time to time. Look at this contact being made here. Zach Evans getting his nose clear there on the bottom side of the number 48 Lowe's machine from Crawfordsville, Indiana. These two drivers absolutely pissing each other off, going at it here in the LCQ heat race. Here at the Five Flags Speedway, they race everything from pro late models, super late, stock, super stock, sportsmen, bomber trucks, you name it. Ladies and gentlemen, you can have it however you want, just like Burger King here at the Five Flags Speedway. Make sure you come check them out here in Pensacola, Florida. A beautiful day to go racing as we come across LCQ heat race number 2. 6 laps to go. Is anybody going to be able to make a move and roll to the back bumper of the number 40 of Michael Johnson as he leads off turn 2? Adam Peeler, Michael Johnson, both of these guys full-time in the Wheel and Modified division. You can check that out on the YouTube page, located in the top right portion of your screen. The race last night was an absolute banger at the New Smyrna Speedway, but Zach Evans has something to say. He'll drift his way, Tokyo drift style, off the corner of turn 2 and down into turn 3. Zach Evans on the move here late with 4 laps to go here in LCQ heat race number 2. Does he have it up in his number 6 to run down Michael Johnson, who's rolling and selling away with it here late? People live here in the chat for the LCQ heat races here. We are still scheduled for what's going to be 100 laps of a main event right after this. You want to make sure you stick around. We'll have a little 5-minute warm-up session. These drivers will be able to chat it over with the race admin, and they will go over a track surface percentage that these guys will like. You are watching iRacing, the home of the internet's virtual racing simulator. Down the back straightaway into turn 3 and 4, coming to the white flag. It'll be Johnson, Evan, Peelers, and Aaron Evans, followed by McIntosh for the top 5 drivers. Brandon McAbee has worked his way really well back here into turns 3 and turns 1 and 2, back into the top 6 position. Does he have enough to grab the top 5 here off the exit of turn 2? Michael Johnson will work his way off the exit of turn 4 for the final time here at LCQ heat race. He'll win tonight's LCQ heat race number 2. He'll start in the 7th place position. Michael Johnson comes across the line there, the number 40, Leighton Rado. He'll go to victory lane here for the LCQ heat race. He'll add 3 bonus points to his total score, followed by Zach Evans, who will finish out the 2nd place position. Ladies and gentlemen, these drivers will have about 5 minutes to get themselves composed. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll give us plenty of time here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel to show it how we want to. We want to appreciate everybody coming in here. We also want to remind you, if you're loving what you're seeing, tune in 2 weeks from now where we will take on the Lucas Oil Raceway, aka known as IRP, Indianapolis Raceway Park. You can go check that out. It's going to be one hell of a show. 2 weeks from now will be the Southern National 2 weeks after that, we will have the doubleheader with the wheel and modified division of the I-85 Asphalt Series. 2 weeks from now, that's going to be a doubleheader worth checking out, folks. Back-to-back nights, Monday and Tuesday. You don't want to miss it. Then we'll head to what's going to be my personal favorite here for the late models, will be that Hickory Motor Speedway, where the ARCA Series you've seen this past weekend on Flow Racing took place at. Then we'll head out to California. Not a fan of California. You could probably take your best guess why. And then we will go racing at the Kern County Raceway. Head back here to the southeast and head to Thompson, Oxford, and Martinsville. Ladies and gentlemen, why I am thinking about it, and these drivers are locked and loaded inside of their race cars, talking it over with the admin. It would not be one of us here at the Booty Scoot Racing channel if we did not support the troops here and have the national anthem here again for you tonight at the I-85 Asphalt Series, 5 Flag Speedway. So we ask you guys to rise and stand as you're able for tonight's implication of the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys. You may sit back down, grab a hot dog, a beer, light another cigarette, you name it. We'll get you back here live where the drivers are absolutely having the time of their life here in the warm-up session. Getting ready to go racing here tonight in what's going to be a 100-lap race with 0 sets of tires. 100% in the fuel tank. These guys will have plenty of fuel to get to tonight's end of the event. A hot day here in Florida, but it is going to be all worth it. Hopefully, you brought your sunscreen. 79 degrees with a 13-mile-per-hour wind. That should help you out a little bit. Warm-up session is on our way. We're getting ready to go racing here tonight at the Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola, Florida. If you're not hyped and you're not ready, get your shit and get the hell out. The I-85 Asphalt Series, Dash for Cash, race number 3, coming your way in a moment. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to go racing here tonight. That's the white flag in the air for the warm-up session. What's going to be a 100-lap race, 0 sets of tires for 100% of fuel. You're getting ready to see about 26 late model cars round up side by side. 24 of the best, 2 of abreast. Getting ready to tack on race number 3 of the Dash for Cash series. Hopefully, we can get some good-ass racing here tonight. Looking like down on the Five Flags Speedway as the drivers load in. We'll pull up tonight's starting grid. If you see your favorite driver, make sure you take your shirt and go ahead and take that mother off. You know what I mean? Rolling through the field here tonight. We'll get you down on the racetrack in just a second. You'll be able to see all of your favorite drivers up personal and close. Some of these drivers have been around for a very, very, very long time, since season 1. Some of the other ones you could call rookies, but we don't like to use that R word around here. We use the other R word, if you know what I mean. On the pole here tonight, driving the number 61 from Mountain Area, North Carolina. Sharing the front row will be the 61 of Patrick McPeak. On the outside of him will be the number 04 late model of Walker Matthews. Starting in the 3rd place spot here tonight, driving the number 03 late model. That's going to be Grayson Underwood. In the 4th place position from South Boston, Virginia, driving the number 72 Triple S Throckmorton Racing late model, Ace Throckmorton. Starting in what's going to be the number 24 Golf late model in Greenville, South Carolina, driver, winner of the LCQ heat race tonight, driver the number 24, James Fountain. On the inside of him will be the number 100 late model from South Boston, Virginia, of Declan Willis. Starting in the 0957, or what, the 957, excuse me, from Greer, South Carolina, 3-time champion here in the I-85 Asphalt Series late models, Showtime Chase Johnson. Driving the number 40 late model, winner of LCQ heat race number 2. That's going to be the number 40, Michael Johnson. Driving that number 03 late model from Denison, Texas here tonight at Five Flags, the 03 of Dylan Thomas. The inside of him will be the Me-Fine late model from Princeton, North Carolina, driving the number 6 of Zach Evan. Behind him will be the number 27 Peelers L27 late model from Landrum, South Carolina, in the 11th place position of Adam Peeler. On the outside of him will be the Maverick, the Triple Deuce from B-Town, Indiana, of Chris Knighty. On the inside of him will be the Lowe's Home, whatever the hell you want to call it, improvement late model, the number 48 from Crawfordsville, Indiana, of Aaron Evans. On the outside of him will be the 036 Canadian, of Luca Torcott. On the outside of him, starting at what's going to be the 9th row here tonight, the number 99 late model from New Bern, of Dakota Pignataro. On the inside of him, driving that number 10 late model from Asheville, North Carolina, of Ty McIntosh. Driving the number 31, Maccabee Auto Services, late model from Spartanburg, South Carolina. That's the 31 of the Grim Reaper, Brandon Maccabee. Driving that number 29, late model on the outside, will be the old-timer Phil Bogdan. And on the inside of him, driving the Red Bull HendrickCars.com number 38 late model, the Hammer, Alan Hammerbeck. On the outside of him will be the 00 late model from Middletown, New Jersey, of Mike Doyle. On the inside of him will be the number 2 from Paces, Virginia, of Trace Daniel. Corey Tesner up and over on his lid in the LCQ heat race. Back in action here for the main event. He'll start in the 22nd place position, driving the 888 late model. On the inside of him will be the number 92 late model of Lane Woods. On the outside of him, received the EOL from his actions 2 weeks ago, Andrew Parnell. And as well, receiving the EOL to start tonight's event in the 25th final position will be Nate Hall in the number 18 late model. We are getting ready to go absolutely bazonking racing here tonight. 25 late models in the field. You're going to have to keep your car clean, keep your cool, save those Hoosiers, and finally, maximize the points. If you had a shitty 2 first races, tonight's the night to get it done. We are getting ready to go racing live here tonight at the Five Flag Speedway. Green flag is in the air here in Florida. Green flag is in the air, working lap number 1 here tonight at the Five Flag Speedway. These drivers are going to face 100 laps of pure and intense, action-packed, beating and banging racing here tonight. Five Flag Speedway, home of the Snowball Derby, offers some of the most action-packed racing when it comes to half-mile racing tracks. Here on the surface, Chris Knight gets a little bit of a love tap right there. There goes around Dakota Pignataro on the front stretch. They're able to save it, but the caution flag flies anyway. Woo! Lap number 2 there, getting a little bit dicey, but the drivers are able to hold on to it quick and early. Holy cow. Well, see if we can't back that ass up here in just a moment. Let's see what happened to Dakota Pignataro and this number 99 late model riding inside of him. See if he just gets tagged there, gets a little bit loose, has to lock it down hard on that outside safer barriers. Not exactly what Dakota Pignataro is looking for, so we'll back it up one more time and see if we can't get a better angle. Dakota Pignataro working off the exit of turn 3 and 4. This gets tagged by Brandon Maccabee. Slumped around, everybody's able to get on the brake and out of the way. Not big damage there for Dakota Pignataro. See if we can't ride out that front nose, of Brandon Maccabee, who is making his 3rd ever start here tonight in the I-85 Asphalt Series. We'll back that ass up one more time, riding out the front nose of Brandon Maccabee. What could have been pure disaster actually turned really well. These guys involved in the accident will receive the EOL penalty and go to the tail end of the field. Dakota Pignataro slapped in the left rear there and able to hold on to it, so maybe the admin is going to let the drivers keep their positions. I don't see why not. Just a little bit of a beating and banging there. Way to actually hold on to the cars. If any of the drivers are actually tuned into the broadcast right now, great job from you drivers. However, though, 30 of you guys tuned out here tonight in the TikTok, looking to make something shake here, finding some of the action-packed racing. You have found it. Head on over to the YouTube page located in the top right portion of your screen. We have all things iRacing on the Booty Street Racing channel, whether it's Xfinity cars, trucks, Cup Series, late models, modified, dirt, you name it, we have it here on the Booty Street Racing channel, pleasing each and every single body, whether it's your mom, your girlfriend, or yourself. We don't roll that way, but we got everything you could possibly need. We're working underneath the caution flag for the first time here tonight in what's going to be the main event feature. 100 laps scheduled here tonight as the admin has the caution flag thrown for what was a little bit, almost could have been a debacle and a absolute fuckfest off the exit of the corner there. Looks like we'll double back up here this time around, get ready to take the green flag. When they come across the line this time around, make sure you slap that like button, press that follow button, and we will have the green flag here momentarily. If you're loving what you're seeing, drop a comment. Drop your predictions. Who do you think's going to win the race here tonight? That's what I want to know up here in the booth. That'll really tell us who's locked and loaded each and every single week. Back to the restart zone. Patrick McPeak in the number 61 steps on it. We're back racing here in Florida. These drivers know damn well that there's 92 laps, going to be 91 to go this next time around. You're going to have to pick and choose your battles early. Alan Hammerbeck in that 38 looking to make it 3 wide below Dakota Pignataro. But Pignataro will shoot himself back in the line there behind the number 27, but back down to the bottom side of the racetrack. The number 99 trying to make himself move as Zach Evans rolls to the top side of the racetrack. This is the battle back here for the 12th place position. Officially, what is going to be 90 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live for Dash for Cash race number 3. You're probably asking yourself, Dash for Cash, I wonder what that means. I got it right here for you. That's my job, folks. The Dash for Cash was signed up here with these drivers. Everyone you see on your screen paid a $5 entry fee to be able to participate here inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. Wheel and Modified Division and Late Model Stock Division. This purse here, as you see on your screen, the Late Model Stock program, reached equivalent above almost $200. So that will not be paid out to just the champion of the league, but it'll be paid out to the top 10 drivers in points. So you only need to be top 10 in points to be rewarded, but it depends on where you're located at in those point systems, the amount of money you are rewarded. So these guys are racing for something more than just their pride, hard work, and effort here tonight at the Five Flag Speedway. Finally picking off some green flag laps. I think it's only right to get you down on the racetrack for tonight's first Madness Racing League I-85 Booty Scoot Racing channel, sponsored Fast and Loud. Things are getting ready to get down, dirty, and wicked here at Five Flag. Here on the main broadcast, Cam's breaking it up fast and loud with the I-85 Asphalt Series Late Model Stock Division. Race number 3 live here at the Five Flag Speedway. Battles really starting to shake out all over the racetrack. We're going to pull up our first battle box here tonight, where this battle back here just can't seem to go away between Michael Johnson, Chase Johnson, and James Fountain, getting ready to get marched on down here by about 6 or 7 different race cars. See if we can't add about 2 more battle box cams in here for you. Trying to get as many drivers on the screen as possible. Battle for the 4th place spot taking place here tonight at the Five Flag Speedway. A little bit of contact made there between the 2 Johnson guys, in no relation between those 2 drivers. So expect a little bit of retaliation here if they can get it. Chase Johnson, driving that blue and green late model on the outside, 3-time champion here in the I-85 Asphalt Series Late Model Stock Division. Can he pull himself together here to run down that number 40 of Michael Johnson here, knowing that they got about 75 laps to go? It's anybody's ball game. shake back here for the battle for looks like going to be the 13th place spot between Alan Hammerbeck and Trace Daniel. These guys are trying to make a little bit of move here. We'll be back here for the battle for the 14th place position, where Zach Evan leads the charge over the rest of the group. Brandon McAbee, the Grim Reaper in that 31, involved in the accident earlier, but he's back out here trying to make something work in this number 31. McAbee Auto Services late model from Spartanburg, South Carolina. He was the pre-race show as well. The battle box here will go away as really starting to dissipate. Some of these guys going single file. Like I said, folks, some of these guys are better intended and tuned to know that they need to probably maybe drop back a little bit to save a little bit of Hoosier rubber. Now, I'm not no special expert here. What a beautiful 01 late model from Grayson Underwood. He's got the freaky fast Jersey Mike's ACR late model here tonight. Down on the bottom side of the racetrack here in front of the LCQ Heat Race winner here tonight of James Fountain. They'll work off the exit of 4 and back down into turns 1 and 2. Corey Tester flipped over on his lid earlier tonight in this 888HendrickCars.com late model. Back out here in the action. Corey Tester declined comment with our pit reporter, but he's back out here and turning some laps. He started in the 22nd place position. So we can't pull that up for you. Corey Tester started 24th here tonight, already up to the 11th place position. Tester's up 13 spots from where he started. Can Corey Tester hold on to this spot and take home those that extra bonus point here tonight for the Hard Charger Award? If I made that mistake earlier by telling you guys it was any more than 1 point, that is my apologies. Ace Throckmorton here in the 3rd place spot, trying to run down this 2nd place driver. Patrick McPeak has absolutely left the 2nd place driver and Walker Matthews. Patrick McPeak will actually move around the number 18 of Nate Hall right now and put him a lap down underneath the green flag condition. Nate Hall playing it really smooth there, getting out of the way. Don't want to be any kind of discombobulation to the race leader there. He's got a little bit of right front damage on this U.S. Air Force late model, but Nate Hall telling his spotter here, we're just trying to get as many laps underneath our belt here tonight so we can learn. We want to be able to compete here in the coming week. Michael Johnson had gotten around Chase Johnson there. You've seen that 2 guys battle it out. A little bit of contact was made. He's caught the back bumper of James Fountain now. Can he get to that back bumper after Chase Johnson swerves over that back bumper here? Just leaves a little bit of distance between him and the Michael Johnson 40 machine off the exit of turn 2. James Fountain riding inside of this number, 24 late model. He's got really good arc and exit speed. But James Fountain not moving that wheel or battling any kind of handling condition at the given moment. Greenville, South Carolina, James Fountain won his 3rd heat race there just a moment ago in LCQ heat race number 1. Here comes the Canadian of Luca Torcott dropping this 036 late model down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll try to run down the ACR Racing number 100 late model in front of him. Battle here at the Five Flags Speedway. These guys are nose to tail like little ducklings in a pond here, but that is A-okay. We're actually turning some green flag laps here tonight. Everybody falling under the impression that they know there's 100 laps here and there's no sets of tires to make up the advantage if you go backwards. Trace Daniel really starting to go forward here in this number 2 late model. He's got a gap in between him and this 14th place driver of Zach Evans driving this number 6 late model here tonight. Trace Daniels put a gap in between them and he's moved up 10 spots from where he started tonight. He's currently in the 13th place spot, started 23rd here tonight, moving really good throughout the field. Grayson Underwood finally under attack by James Fountain, who's looking to make more than just friends here at the Five Flags Speedway. And we'll bring up the battle box here. Looks like James Fountain's going to have to make quick amends around the 01, but Grayson Underwood has a traffic jam in front of him. That's Ace Throckmorton in that number 72 late model. Battle cam going on here live at the Five Flags Speedway. Position for the 2nd place spot. Got lap traffic right up ahead. Throckmorton holding up the line here down on the bottom side. Grayson Underwood will move up to the right side of the racetrack, try to change his lineup, get a run down the back straightaway. Down into turn 3 and 4. All 4 of these drivers looking to make something shake here, not going to spare each other an inch. We got no reason to not give a point, but James Fountain has been knocked out of the first 2 feature races from this season. He needs every point possible to get back into the pace. payout. Throckmorton will move here. Will get moved, excuse me, by Grayson Underwood. Now it's Fountain's turn. How does he plug the nose underneath the number 72? Battle off turn 4. Oh! Throckmorton goes around off the front bumper of James Fountain. Holy shit, the battle box will come to an end here, folks. Ace Throckmorton involved in the accident here in turns 1 and 2. Caution flag is out here at the 5 Flag Speedway. We'll back that ass up here for the instant replay. Take a look and see exactly what happened. Throckmorton here. Looks like he could have crossed the nose at 24, but I'm not entirely sure. These guys were racing like hell. A little bit of a traffic jam going on here, but Ace Throckmorton will have to back that ass up here one more time. See if we can't throw it up to the drone cam just to tell us what we were looking for. See if we can't ride out this nose of James Fountain here. Ladies and gentlemen, back that ass up one more time. We got to get the camera set up for you. Just a moment. Back it up. Really need to dial in and dissect what just happened here across the front straightaway coming across the line. James Fountain, maybe looks like Throckmorton hit the brake and Fountain just didn't anticipate it. Contact was definitely made though. Ace Throckmorton right up the damn racetrack hard on the outside safer barrier. Everybody was able to go around him and miss it here, ladies and gentlemen. Ace Throckmorton not going to be happy with the way that he was just raced right there by James Fountain. You got to be patient though. When you're racing here at the 5 Flag Speedway, a half-mile racetrack definitely could lead to some damage. Patrick McPeak's going to be the race leader as he catches the pace car this time around. Ladies and gentlemen, clean up here at the 5 Flag Speedway live here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Big kind of wreck right there. Not entirely sure who was to blame for it here, but we'll be back in just a moment. We'll have the green flag when we return. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, getting ready to go back racing here. Some of the drivers catch the tail end of the field. We'll have the DJ cut the music down here so you guys can hear it just a little bit better. Lights are on top of the pace car, and they will go off this time around. Several drivers working their way back up through the field there. A couple caution flags early in tonight's portion part of the event. Seen a couple comments in the live chat there underneath the commercial break asking about some of the penalties that took place here inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series and why they did take place. Nate Hall was given an EOL to start tonight's event after being involved in 2 or more incidents in the same race 2 weeks ago, as well as the number 3 of Andrew Parnell. He was involved in 3 wrecks in last week's event. Ladies and gentlemen, though, these guys have started from the EOL and actually worked their way up quite well towards the front of the field, and they have no idea on how much they will learn here tonight. Hopefully, if they stay out on the racetrack, keep their cars clean, they'll have a chance at a great finish. Green flag is back in the area at the 5 Flag Speedway. Guys are moving and marching and working their way up through the field quite well. Here comes that number 888 of Corey Tesner on the outside. That orange and silver late model there on the outside was loose as a goose in the LCQ heat race and got flipped over on his lid. He's currently in the 7th place spot. 16 spots better for where he started. We got a caution flag out here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Not entirely sure who. Oh, it's Nate Hall, this number 18 machine. Andrew Parnell involved in the accident as well. So don't tell me we have just given these guys the announcer jinx. I apologize if we did. We'll back that ass up one more time and take a look and see exactly what happened here. We'll get the camera angle set up for you folks. Want to make sure you see everything possible. Nate Hall here driving this number 18 U.S. Air Force. Looks like it started up here with Andrew Parnell getting turned around by Michael Johnson. Holy shit. We'll back that ass up one more time. We'll get you that better, higher angle that we know that you guys are wanting to see. Holy shit. Michael Johnson, always looked like Andrew Parnell came up in front of the number 40. Just wasn't clear across the front straightaway. Hard into the outside safer barrier for the number 3 of Andrew Parnell. We'll back that ass up one more time. Take a look out the drone cam. Had to get hard down on the brake. Nate Hall goes hard on the inside, safe for barrier. Parnell gets around. Got a little bit of damage as well. Dakota Pignataro gets out of that. Everybody else gets around it, but unfortunately, Michael Johnson involved in the accident. He'll go to the tail end of the field as well as Nate Hall. Andrew Parnell down on pit lane, getting a little bit of the damage fixed here. See if he can't get that late model back out here in action and up and moving. Looks like going to be Ace Throckmorton, the wave around here. He'll be the lucky dog. Bark, 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 bark for the South Boston driver. He'll be back on the lead lap this time around. We are underneath the caution flag for, it looks like going to be the third or fourth time here tonight. The third time for, looks like going to be 12 laps. Patrick McPeak is the race leader there in that number 61 orange and white and black late model. He's led every lap up to this point behind Peter the base car. Behind him is Grayson Underwood in that number 01 ACR Racing late model. These drivers have been at the front half of the pack for the majority part of tonight's event. Here comes Walker Matthews in this number 04 late model. He's trying to work his way up through the field. Ladies and gentlemen, on the outside of him will be the 097 late model of Greer, South Carolina. Chase Johnson, we'll see how he elects to play things here on the restart. Chase Johnson, a three-time champion here in the late model stock division. He's got plenty of experience underneath his belt. Can he make a move here? No, we've still got a lot of laps remaining here, folks. Tons of racing to go. Here tonight at Five Flag Speedway. We're only getting started. Make sure you grab another beer, light another cigarette. Green flag back in the air here at the Five Flag Speedway. Oh, we got one on the outside, safe for barrier. It's Chris Snoddy in that Triple New Slim Jim late model. He'll have to figure and baggle his way up through the field right now in this number Triple New Slim Jim late models. We scroll our way back here to the back half of the pack. Chris Snoddy, smushed into the outside wall by Ace Throckmorton. Throckmorton just fences the triple deuce of Chris Snoddy. Chris Snoddy not going to be happy with the way that he was just raced right there off the exit of turn 4. Riding on board Chris Snoddy, see him throw his hands up. He's got the Grinch helmet on for a reason. Chris Snoddy not going to be moved and pushed around like that here tonight. Underneath that caution period, folks, we officially passed the halfway point. We got about 44 laps to go. Going to be 43 this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And these guys have been balling out here tonight. Walker Matthews finally challenging for the race lead for the first time here tonight. Patrick McPeak will be under attack. Battle down into turn 3 and 4. The 0-4 Walker Matthews looking for an advantage here. Has the advantage came to light as the caution flags have rolled in and the temperature cycles have moved around on these tires. As Patrick McPeak lost his advantage here on the long run, Walker Matthews will clear himself for the race lead into 3 and 4. Walker Matthews also battling a little bit of internet connection issues there. That'll bring Patrick McPeak right back into the picture. Here comes the 3-time champion Chase Johnson. He'll shove it 3 wide down the back straightaway into turn 3. 3 wide here at Five Flags. The 3-time champion will get a 2-for-1 special here tonight in Florida. He'll grab the race lead with 40 laps to go here in Florida. What a move by Showtime Chase Johnson, doing exactly that, putting on a show for the fans here tonight in Five Flags Speedway. He'll come across the line. Patrick McPeak, Walker Matthews, trading paint down into turn 1 and 2. Grayson Underwood seeing what he sees out the front nose, waiting for one of these guys to make a mistake in front of it. The last thing Walker Matthews and Patrick McPeak need right now is to continue to race side by side. This will kill these guys' tires and put temperature that they do not need on them inside of them, and will allow Chase Johnson to pull away here. However, though, over my time of doing the Booty Scoot Racing channel broadcast, Chase Johnson, when it comes to late model racing, his strengths are on tracks less than a half mile. This racetrack is a half mile. So how does Chase Johnson change it up here? Chase Johnson went to work here in the offseason to try to get better and change it up. He's got the race lead here with 35 laps to go tonight at Five Flags. Battle right here going on for the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th place spot. Aaron Evans is enter the chat, folks. No Kai Sinet blinking in and out there, though, in that Lowe's number 48 machine. Ty McIntosh checked up there due to that internet connection issues here. We'll have to move up to the outside safe for barrier there. Looks like he is bleaked out and not returned back into the mix. There he goes back down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Here comes the 8th Canadian of Luca Torcott at 036. He wants to make something shake. But it's been Corey Tessner, though, moving and marching his way up through the field. Corey Tessner, we told you guys earlier tonight. Whoa, caution flag out here on the British Racing Channel. Oh, got another one being spun around by Phil Bogdan. Michael Johnson hard on the inside, safe for barrier. Aaron Evans involved in the accident. Zach Evans involved in the accident. He'll try to get this late model turned around here. He'll also get lapped by the field trying to do that. He should have just put it in reverse and took it down into turn 1. We'll have to back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Take a look and see what happens. Live with the drone cam down into turn 1 and 2. Zach Evans just gets the back bumper of Aaron Evans. Everybody gets on the brake. James Fallon tries to get out of the way. He does just have to send around Zach Evans down here on the bottom side of the racetrack. And further up the racetrack there went Michael Johnson head first to the inside, safe for barrier. Back it up one more time, see if we can't get a better look here. Coming down into turns 1 and 2, Zach Evans just gets the back bumper of Aaron Evans. No relation between these two drivers. Stack up here off turn 2, collects James Fallon, but he's able to get around it with no damage. Michael Johnson gets turned around by Phil Bogdan, trying to get slowed down there on the long run, and he's got some damage to that late model as well. So 3 drivers involved in the accident here as we bring it back live on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. This will restack the field here tonight. Live here at the Five Flags Speedway. It's going to be one hell of a show and one hell of a finish. 4 caution flags now. Looks like Andrew Parnell will get the wave around here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. And this number 3 late model, the Bay Customs on board this week. Bark, bark, bark for Andrew Parnell. So Showtime Chase Johnson gets a little bit of a 2-for-1 special there on that restart. 3 wide on the bottom side of the racetrack. Patrick McPeak and Walker Matthews absolutely going at it and battling it out there. I'm not entirely sure why they left the door open on the bottom side for 3-time champion Chase Johnson, who's already won a race this season. He'll have the opportunity to get his second one here on the year after getting wrecked out 2 weeks ago. And Chase Johnson also on the look here for probation. He's got to be as clean as possible after right-hooking a driver, Declan Willis, 2 weeks ago. That is A-OK. We've moved on past the picture here. Got a couple of drivers entering their face finally to the top 10 drivers for the first time here tonight. Green flag back in the air here in Florida. Chase Johnson stumps back down on the gas. Walker Matthews leads him through the field. He'll ride on board out the front nose of Grayson Underwood. Riding on board here, the restart live at the Five Flags Speedway. Grayson Underwood in that 01 late model. Gracie iRacing. These guys have been tossing, turning, and moving around. And Bethel Willis has been stacking up the positions one by one, kind of like the sponsor on his car, Jersey Mike's. I'm not a fan of Jersey Mike's. I'm more of a Subway guy myself. They got better options, but I'm nobody in the business to complain about anything. However, though, Dylan Thomas from Denison, Texas, getting moved up the bottom side of the racetrack right there by Corey Tessner, who's marched his way up now 18 spots if he can complete the pass around the Texas driver of Dylan Thomas. They'll work around the exit of turn 2. Tessner gets himself clear off turn 2. Here comes Luca Torcott, the Smithies, 036 late model, off the exit of turn 4 and back down into turn 1 behind Ty McIntosh. In this number 10 late model, these guys are beating, banging, battering, smoothing, and moving it on out here. I'm just trying to pick out any acronym and synonym I can possible to describe some of the action-packed racing on your screen. Hopefully, folks, with 25 laps to go, we can keep it green here. This should be one epic finish. We'll get you down on the racetrack one more time for a fast and loud here to end it out at Five Flags. Flag out as soon as we throw up the fast and loud here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. It'll get fast and wrecked here in turn 3 and 4. Guys working their way around here. Trace Daniel and Dakota Pignataro look like there may be 2 drivers involved in the accident. We'll have to back that ass up here for the instant replay. Take a look and see exactly What happened here? Trace Daniel off the bottom side, grits it to the left rear. Dakota Pignataro ships him around on the front straightaway. Both of these drivers go for 360 spins, round and around and around like Rihanna. Live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll back that ass up again and take a look and see what entirely took place here. Did he just come off the bottom? Not really seeing if he was clear all the way. Dakota Pignataro goes hard into the inside safety barrier. He came right out the front nose with a roll bar cam or something of that sort. Trace Daniel, we want to make sure that he was fully aware of what just took place right there. Gets into that left rear quarter panel. Dakota Pignataro ships around, gets collected to the left rear. Dakota Pignataro trying to hold it down there, locks the brakes down here on the front straightaway. Huge wreck on the Booty Scoot Racing channel involving 2 or more late model drivers. The AMR safety crew will work their way back out onto the racetrack here and attend to both of these drivers live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Trace Daniel will receive the EOL penalty as well as Dakota Pignataro. You bring out the caution flag and be involved in them, you will be in the back half of the field. Brandon McAbee, the Grim Reaper, driving this number 31 from Spartanburg, South Carolina, has worked his way up here. He is now getting ready to crack the top 10 from the back half of the field. He was involved in an accident earlier tonight. Every time these drivers wreck, Brandon McAbee keeps working his way up more and more through the field, but the driver in front of him going back and forth, the Hammer, Alan Hammerbeck, done great here tonight. He's got Red Bull on board. This number 38 late model with InjuredCars.com. He's got a little bit of damage though to that right door. Not entirely sure if he got beat, banged, smooth, booed, or whatever the hell happened to Alan Hammerbeck. The Hammer's been hammered around here. Got to change the subject around here tonight. All these guys in the top side of the racetrack collecting all the marbles possible, trying to cool down the rubber in the racetrack. However, though, we'll see how things shake out here as they double file them up here on the Racing channel, getting ready to take the green flag. We'll have, I believe, what's going to be less than 20 laps to go. Yes, we got about 18 laps to go when the green flag drops here. The Fast 5 caution for 21 of the 100 laps here tonight with 2 separate lead changes. Green flag will fly in the air this time around. Peter the base car will hang the left down on the pit lane. You're getting ready to watch the closing stages here at the 5 Flag Speedway, live for Dash for Cash, race number 3 here in Florida. Restart here at the 5 Flag Speedway in Pensacola, Florida. Back on our way here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You can head on over to the YouTube page located in the top right portion of your screen. Press that like button. Press that follow button, press that subscribe button. We got one around here off the exit of turn 4. It's Trace Daniel in the number 2. Trace Daniel in the number 2. Dakota Pignataro off the pace as well. We're not entirely sure what is up there. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay. Take a look and see what happened. Trace Daniel right out the roll bar there, collected in a wreck there with, looks like Andrew Parnell, that number 3 machine. We'll back it up one more time. Take a look. Looks like Trace Daniel got up off the bottom of the racetrack there, collected that left rear of Andrew Parnell. Take a look here, back at us one more time with the drone cam. This should tell us exactly what we were looking at. Definitely see Trace Daniel come up the line, collect the left rear of Andrew Parnell, ship him around to Pignataro. Able to thread the needle there. Holy shit! It'll be one hell of a look to look out the front windshield of Dakota Pignataro when this one took place. Woo! Threading the needle, folks. How about that one? Caution flag out here for the 6th time here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for Trace Daniel. Moving up the racetrack there, collecting the left rear of Andrew Parnell, who's had a tough night here tonight. Involved in an accident that wasn't even under his own doing. He'll go down on the pit lane and get a little bit of that damage touched up and refreshed here. Looks like we are underneath the caution flag, pacing here at the 5 Flag Speedway. Back in just a moment. back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel live at the Five Flag Speedway, getting ready to take the green flag here. We're less than what's going to be, it looks like 15 laps to go. And through all of this mayhem on the racetrack, I have lost my vape. So hopefully these guys can keep it together and put on some action-packed racing. No one found it, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready to take the green flag here in just a moment. Chase Johnson, the three-time champion, leads him through the restarts on green flag. Back in the air here with less than 15 laps to go. And caution flag out immediately here as they fire back on the restart. Not entirely sure what just took place right there. Andrew Barnell is back out on the racetrack, and Lane Woods is back out on the racetrack. Not entirely sure. So wait for the thing here. We'll back that up here. Yellow flag was out here. This is the back of the pack here. Got guys jumping lanes, and I'd imagine that is what the caution flag is for here for the ad to re-rack. So that is A-okay. We'll re-rack them here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Get these guys moving and grooving. Can't have nobody cheated here tonight, racing for the actual prize money, the dash for cash, a.k.a. if you didn't understand, you do now. Ladies and gentlemen, we will work our 7th caution flag here tonight. We're technically supposed to be our 6th caution flag for incident. However, though, see how these guys elect to play here on the long run. 100 laps was scheduled here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and it has brought out some action-packed racing for the biggest portion of tonight's event. 100 laps, 0 sets of tires, 100% fuel in the race car, so they have plenty of fuel to go to the end of the race. However, though, we got one being dropped back to the back half of the field. Got a little bit of a pile up here as well. That's Grayson Underwood. Grayson Underwood has received the EOL here at the tail end of the field for jumping the restart. So tail end penalty here is going to be killer for the Jersey Mike Suggs. Number 01 late model for ACR Racing of Grayson Underwood. He'll jump the start there on the restart, and you cannot do that, folks. That is an unfortunate cause for this ACR Racing late model driver. He'll have to work his way back up here. Hopefully he can get some cautions and get himself squared away here. However, though, we'll re-rack the top 5 here as we get ready to go racing. It's going to be Chase Johnson in this 97 late model, followed by Walker Matthews in the 04. Corey Tesner has worked his way back up from the last place position. However, Corey Tesner has been here before. Can he keep it together and bring home the victory here and grab a win inside of the dash for cash? Race number 3 tonight at the Five Flag Speedway. Corey Tesner up 21 spots from where he started here tonight. Declan Willis will have a shot at it in the second row here. This number 100 late model, followed by Tom McIntosh and Patrick McPeak, who's led majority of the laps here tonight. Green flag back in the air here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel with 8 laps to go. You're getting ready to see some of the most action-packed racing here on the late model division. Going to be all money forward here with about 5 laps to go. If you've saved some rubber, you got to use it now. Corey Tesner battles door to door here with Walker Matthews. Gets a little bit moved up off the battle. Walker Matthews able to keep his foot in it, though. Tesner gets a little bit of a move here at the changes line up there to block the number 10 of Ty McIntosh down into turn 3 and 4. McIntosh gets a run up off the bottom side of the racetrack, but it's not enough to grab the 3rd place spot for Corey Tesner. Everybody else filing single file right there behind him. 6 laps to go here. Trouble through turns 1 and 2. Parking lot off the exit of turn 2. Several cars involved. James Fallon down on the bottom side. Peeler involved. Trace Daniel gets around it. Nate Hall gets around it. Luca Torcott involved. Holy shit, folks. In the closing lap, this one's going to send us to the overtime. The Smithies 36 badly tore up here at the Five Flag Speedway. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the instant replay here. Take a look and see exactly what happened here. Patrick McPeak looks like he got a little bit crooked there, got checked up. The Canadian had to get off the gas, then get on the brake. James Fountain gets turned around there. We'll back that ass up one more time so we can't go slow motion for you to get a better look and see exactly what happened here. Don't want to blame nobody in particular here. Go to the top side there. Definitely see Patrick McPeak get off the gas there. The 36 of Luca Torcott gets to get off the gas. James Fountain has nowhere to go. Gets into the back end of the Canadian. So I think the best thing to do here is ride out the front nose of what's going to be Luca Torcott here. This will tell us the best nose, well, the best impression that we were looking for. We'll find out. gets checked up there, gets off the gas, gets spun around here by the number 24. James found into the mayhem fuckfest there. Brandon McAfee barely able to skate by there on that number 31. Back live here on the main broadcast cam on the Booty Scoop Racing channel. The Canadian James found everybody involved in the accident will receive the EOL and go to the tail end of the field here. That is how it works. It's worked like that all night long. We will double wreck them next time around for the restart. This will take us to the overtime, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very simple how it is done here inside of the Booty Scoop Racing channel. It will be a green-white checkered style overtime. If these drivers get the green flag and they wreck before getting around to the white flag, we will re-wreck them one more time, and they will have 2 chances at it here tonight. However, though, if the leader gets back around turn 4 and in the vicinity of the white flag being thrown, the admin's hands are tied and they cannot throw the caution flag. It'll be the first person back to the checkered flag, the race winner, if it is done cleanly. These drivers know that there's absolutely no intentionally wrecking for the wins here in I-85. Bumping and banging is allowed, folks. You are getting ready to watch the overtime here at the Five Flag Speedway. Live here on the Booty Scoop Racing channel. Green flag here in the overtime. Live, Chase Johnson grabs out to the race lead. He'll get a good jump. Behind him will go Corey Tessler. Walker Matthews on the outside. They'll battle door to door. White flag will be this next time around if they can hold it all together. Down into turn 3 and 4. Walker Matthews gets a good solid run around Corey Tessler off the exit of turn 3 and 4. White flag is in the air for the final time here tonight. Presented by AFLglobal.com. Contact made from Tessler to the 04 Walker Matthews. He'll move him up the racetrack, down into turn 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight. Chase Johnson will work off the exit of turn 3 and 4. He'll win his 16th I-85 Asphalt Series late model race here tonight at Five Flag. Chase Johnson wins it here tonight on the Booty Scoop Racing channel. His 2nd win of the season, the 3-time champion. Has to hold him off there in the overtime. Here comes his teammate, Chase Johnson Racing. Corey Tessler will finish out the 2nd place position. Walker Matthews will secure a 3rd place, followed by Ty McIntosh's 4th place spot. Declan Willis will snag the 5th place position here for the top 5 spot. Chase Johnson wins it here tonight in that number 957 late model. From Greer, South Carolina, STI Johnson on board, Al Geyer chassis on board, Chase Johnson Racing. Chase Johnson's team holder wins his what's going to be 16th total I-85 asphalt race, his 2nd on the season. This will move him back up there, hopefully good into the point standing. He'll pull back around here on the front straightaway. He'll burn it down for you fans. Don't go nowhere. We got a whole post-race show coming your way, so you'll be able to hear from your drivers. And the race winner, Chase Johnson, he'll burn it down. What a dominating performance there in the closing lap. Chase Johnson had the hole left open for him with about 60 laps to go, and he will absolutely take over there. Leads 42 laps here tonight. Secures the victory at the Five Flag Speedway for his late model team and Chase Johnson Racing. Burns it down for you fans here, getting ready for the post-race show. Chase Johnson for Chase Johnson Racing wins it here tonight from Greer, South Carolina. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Here on the Booty Scoop Racing channel, we are live here at the Five Flag Speedway, getting ready to get the post-race introductions and show going. Chase Johnson burning it down in the victory lane here on Booty Scoot Racing Channel's platform for the I-85 Asphalt Series, winning his second race on the season and his 16th total here after 4 total seasons after getting it started. We got the top 5 drivers ready to go here in the post-race show. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you guys have had one hell of a time here tonight, wanting to learn about the Booty Scoot Racing Channel and wanting to understand what we do better. We are just a homegrown racing league that races every other week, but we are bringing you all kinds of content week in and week out. Here are the final results here tonight. Chase Johnson wins it. Corey Tessner, Walker Matthews, Ty McIntosh, Declan Willis, Dylan Thomas, Alan Hammerbeck, Aaron Evans, Brandon McAbee, Phil Bogdan will be your top 10 drivers as you see them round down your screen here. We will check out the rest of the bottom half of the field, ladies and gentlemen, though, as Chase Johnson unbuckles from his race car and slides down here into victory lane. We are getting ready to bring up what's going to be our first interview of the night. Let's see if we can't get the driver in here. There comes our post-race show performance. Neil Rutt joins the booth. Neil, I don't even know what to begin with, dude. A hell of a race here tonight from majority of the drivers. A little bit of beating and banging. You'll have that from time to time, but Chase Johnson makes a move 3 wide there to take the lead with about 60 laps to go. Holds on to it. What do you have to say about tonight's event?
Thank God it wasn't the last 2 weeks. Definitely the drivers, I'll give a huge credit to them. They stepped it up big time. You know, we still had a little bit of a couple incidents there throughout the field, but you know, that move by Chase was spectacular to take that position. Great racing throughout the field. You know, great battles all the way to the end.
I have to agree, and no better person than the person himself, the driver of the 957 late model Showtime, Chase Johnson, as he climbs out of his race car here in victory lane. See if we can't pull him here into the booth. Driver of the number 957, winner here tonight at the Five Flags Speedway. Chase Johnson joins us from victory lane. Chase Johnson, I don't even know where to begin. What a move there with about 60 laps to go. 3 wide that left the bottom open for you, and you made a move there cleanly, and it was an absolute thriller. How were you able to hold on to the race car there with a couple caution flags at the end of the race, really starting to separate the tire temperature there and bring guys closer to you?
Yeah, didn't really. That was just totally unexpected. Before that, you know, a couple guys wrecked and moved me up a couple positions, and then yeah, they started beating and banging in front of me and left the bottom open, and you know, so I had to take it. You know, it was a really good opportunity for us. I thought we could, if we took that move and it worked out, I think I thought we had a really good shot at it after that. So yeah, just really good move, but really good car overall. Just coming in here, just really was just hoping for a better night from last race. Last race was a total disaster for us, so just trying to rebound from that. But yeah, really good win, and wasn't expected. Didn't really come in here looking for a win, just trying to run smooth, man. And sometimes that's just how it goes. So I appreciate everybody putting it on. It was really fun.
Yeah, that 3 wide move there for the lead was spectacular. I thought at the one time I thought you were going to get down into the grass going into 3, but you managed to keep it on the track surface, which was great. You know, talk us throughout your race. Otherwise, I mean, you kind of rode around the top 5. You know, usually where you're up front dominating most of it or fighting for the lead. You kind of went to tire saving mode. You know, something that we haven't really seen out of you throughout the seasons.
Well, to be honest with you, it started in qualifying. We should have had the pole. Had a little bit of pedal issues in qualifying, and had a little bit of brake drag coming to the line out of 4. So that really killed our lap. I feel like if we didn't have that, we would have been on the pole. So with us qualifying 5th, I thought we would just had to really tire save the whole time, and I let a couple guys go. They were just much faster than me, and I wasn't really trying to push that hard that early, so just let them go. And then after that, man, just try to tire save. I've really learned how to kind of tire save in these cars a little bit, so just do that. And yeah, and we got a few cautions, and after like lap 30, 35, we had to go for it. You know, there's only 100 laps tonight, so we had to really push it. We couldn't save too much, so yeah, just save and tire, man. got to have a little bit of tire at the end. If you don't, man, you're going to drop like a fly. So, yeah, just tire safe.
And we would have to agree, a awesome race here tonight. A little bit of a caution fest there, but when you're up front, it's absolutely no problem to you. We got about 6 or 7 races remaining here for the Dash for Cash. You've happened to be one at 5 of the next 6 races, with Oxford Plain being the first time we'll ever go there. How do you feel about your charge for the rest of the season? Where 2 weeks from now we'll head to IRP, where you've won before.
You know, it's a long season. You know, this is only race 3, so you know we've got 7 more to go. So just gotta stay consistent. All these guys that we race with, from top to bottom, are really good. You know, in their own little way. So just gotta come in here and be consistent every night. You know, and if you're off just by a little bit, you know you're not gonna have a good night. So you gotta be consistent. Just shout out to everybody though tonight. I want to say too, after last week, kind of wasn't the best from us, but tonight, yeah, we had a few cautions, but it was a really good race in my opinion. And I hope we have more of those going forward.
We appreciate that. That's Chase Johnson, driver, the number 957, winner here for the second time in season 4. He'll win his 16th I-85 Asphalt Series win here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we will move down here to what's going to be the second place runner-up here tonight. And don't we have a story to tell for this driver right here as we get him moved up here into the broadcast booth. Driver, the number 888 here of Corey Riptide Tesner. Corey Tesner, the first word's going to be out of you tonight is hard charger, because you'll take home that award for sure. 22 spots is where you moved yourself up through the field. You started 24th and finished 2nd. You needed one more spot to complete from last to first. Walk us through what happened inside of this Hendrick Cars late model and what you experienced traveling up through the field.
Yeah, in the heat race, got knocked in the back and then didn't feel too comfortable there in the heat race, so went back before the race, made some adjustments, loosened the car up a little bit, and man, we were just glued to that bottom line, and made it a point not to burn some tires off, so I tried my best to save, and I think we saved just enough, maybe a little bit more, and maybe we could have completed that, but again, awesome racing tonight. The car felt amazing.
Yeah, you know, in the heat race, you had a brutal roller.
That's exactly where I was going.
I think we're gonna have to go on a concussion protocol with you before we get you into the next race with us. You know, great rebound pass and an outstanding 22 cars. You know, sometimes, you know, luck goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. It seems like in this I-85 series, but you know, definitely tonight the luck was on your side.
Yeah, man, that was definitely a wild ride. Definitely might have to take a trip to the infield care center after this interview, but backup car was amazing. Like I said, made some adjustments to what we had in the original one, and it just seemed to click off for us.
And that is Corey Tesner, driver of the HendrickCars.com 888 machine for Chase Johnson Racing. You and your team owner will take the top 2 spots here tonight. Corey, a awesome charge up through the field. This will really help out in the point standings after a terrible first 2 races for you. Definitely go grab in that ambulance and take that trip to the infield care center. We'll see you 2 weeks from now at IRP.
Y'all take care.
Yes, sir. And we'll move on to what's going to be the 3rd place finisher here tonight, if he is still with us. That's the driver of the number 04 of Walker, Brad Matthews, I shall say, better as I know him, Walker Matthews, however you want to be called. Kind of walk us through your race here tonight. The 04 was bad fast there. You made a move for the race lead around Patrick McPeak, but you guys left the bottom open for Chase Johnson, and he kind of just plugged the hole on you two. Just kind of walk us through what you experienced out of this 04 late model, and we head to IRP, 2 weeks from now. How do you feel about your chances there?
I mean, starting off today, last race, we didn't have a good finish, didn't finish the race, and looking forward to get these points tonight, and did just that. Really wanted to win, but had those late race cautions and wasn't able to get down with Chase, but had a good run. Hopefully we have a good run at RIP. Haven't really raced there, but had a good run tonight. Can't thank everyone, Smithy Speed Shop and Doc Morton Racing, for giving me a good race car and stepping me through all the way through the race.
Yeah, you know, Walker, you held your own up there. You know, started P2, fell back a couple spots, battling there for the lead there for a while with Patrick towards the middle part of the race. Obviously the control car is going to have that better advantage on the restart, but you were able to get down for the most part and hold your position, until the last restart, which kind of, got you a little bobbled up being on the top due to the fact that the inside's a lot better on the restarts. Other than that, you performed great tonight. I think you'll be in a good shot here at IRP, judging by, watching you. I think that's track's going to suit your style a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully I can get a good run there and maybe get a little bit better points.
Just keep doing what you're doing, Walker, and you will keep moving up the standings. We promise you that. Good job here tonight in that number 04 machine. Showed a lot of speed. We'll see you 2 weeks from now at IRP. We'll scoot down here to the 4th place finisher here tonight from Asheville, North Carolina. Driver of the number 10 late model and making that trip from North Carolina here tonight to Florida to kind of walk us through your race, Ty. As you work your way up through the field, you'll finish what is 11 spots better from where you started here tonight in the 4th place spot. Kind of walk us through what you've seen inside of your Southern Speed Company number 10 late model.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like we had a really good shot to win the heat there. Just trying to kind of get my bearings about me. I'm not normally a late model guy, so this is completely just a different style from what I'm used to. I love short tracks, but still completely different. And I think it was Michael just made a little bit of a mistake there, and we kind of got the worst end of it. So instead of starting 7th or 9th, we ended up 15th. And just kind of saving tires. I followed Zach for a lot of it and just kind of watched what he was doing and took my time. And then kind of once the caution started coming, I just realized that it was probably 50 or 60. I said, well, it's go time now. Like, if these are just going to keep coming, we've got to go. So I was trying to use the bottom, use the top. I feel like I could use the top sometimes if I could get up there, but I never really got the chance. So just kind of kept following Corey. Corey was right in front of me on almost every restart, so I just kept tucked to him and saw what he was doing and just made it work.
Yeah, obviously you want to start way higher up in the field, try to get that track position, but at the end of the day, it might have helped you here because you were able to, like you said, save the tire, find your mark with the guys that are a little bit faster than you. Sometimes when you start up front, you just tend to, be on that faster pace and you burn the right fronts up, which is very common in these late models. But, passing almost the second most cars out of the whole field, that's great with you not being the late model guy, but you're showing and proving your own here, to these guys that pretty much run these all year round.
Yeah, no, and I think that's something that I'm hoping as I kind of pass these guys and do it clean, that I'll get some respect and maybe, get some breaks cut for me. I think I'm having to kind of cut my teeth and earn my worth here, but I don't mind doing that. I think it just makes it a lot more fun, and I had a blast there with these guys tonight, man. I know me and Declan were side by side for a second there, coming to the line, but it was fun.
And we appreciate you showing up and keep doing what you're doing inside of this number 10 late model. We've seen you turn laps in the Gen 6 Cup Series, so we know you definitely got the speed to do it. So keep doing what you're doing. We'll see you 2 weeks from now at IRP.
Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it. That's the driver, the number 10 late model of Ty McIntyre to round out the 4th place position. And that'll move us back here to our final and top 5 contestant for the driver interviews here tonight, driving the number 100 ACR Racing late model from South Boston, Virginia. And I don't want to be wrong. In case I am, I apologize. Declan, if you won the race 2 weeks ago, congratulations to that. I've totally forgot. It shook my head. You were looking for back-to-back if that's the case. Didn't quite go your way here tonight. Top 5 for this ACR Racing late model. Kind of walk us through what happened here. I've seen you get stuck on the outside line a couple times. Couldn't get down. What did you see out the windshield of the number 100?
Yeah, first of all, I didn't even know if I was really going to make this race. I had a middle school soccer game before this, and I was getting kind of pretty close, and I missed a good amount of practice. Didn't really get that many practice laps. But qualified 6th, I think, starting on pole for the heat race. Finished 2nd in that, and tried to save tires as much as I could. Started getting pretty tight at the end there, and it was a pretty good race. Couldn't really stuck on the outside a lot. This track's very hard to keep on the outside. But that's about it. So I thank everybody, ACR and all of them, for helping me on this car.
Yeah, like you said, battling on the top here. There is the second groove, but with the way the track is laid out, with how the walls kind of suck you in coming off the corners, I saw a couple times, when you were battling there, you got a little bit into the wall. Obviously you probably didn't help your tightness once it, buries in on that nose. But otherwise, you did a great job. Started 8th tonight in the feature, got your way up to top 5. Pretty good points night here for you.
Yeah, that them walls, it comes out a little bit, so you got to be pretty careful when you and there's like a little lip right before you get to the wall, and like sucks you up to the wall if you get up on that lip. So you got to be careful about getting in that if you run in the top.
And we appreciate you, Declan Willis. You keep doing what you're doing, buddy, and this ACR Racing team continues to climb the standings. You'll be looking for a pretty decent payout come the final race. We'll see you 2 weeks from now at IRP. Take care.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. That's the driver of the number 100 ACR late model of Declan Willis. He will be our final interview here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. To come back up here in the fan cam, Neil, it was one hell of a show here tonight. I'll bring up a little bit of music. I know you got to run very quickly, so just give us your little quick opinion on tonight's race analysis. I'll take care of the post-race show. We definitely want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, the old lady's she's ready to get back to Jersey. She had enough sun here in our back-to-back Florida days. You know, great race throughout the field. Congrats to Chase Johnson with a spectacular move. You know, I bet that will be a highlight to watch throughout the post race. Great field, great amount of cars here tonight. We had 22 cars, I think, completed the race, or actually 27. Blows my mind. Racing was clean. You know, a couple little jump starts here and stuff like that, which, you know, we're gonna have to tighten it up here with some rules and whatnot. But other than that, fantastic racing. Can't wait to get to IRP.
And we appreciate you, Neil. Can't wait to see you 2 weeks. And make sure you catch that flight, get home to the old lady. We'll take care of everything over here. It was a great race.
Thank you, buddy. Great. See you in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it. That's our pit reporter down on there, race admin Neil Rutt. As we continue on our post-race show here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, we appreciate everybody tuning in here, wrapping up the back half of tonight's broadcast. We'll go ahead and bring up the qualifying results on your screen. Tonight's pole sitter for tonight's event, we'll do the Fast 5 drivers. Patrick McPeak was the number 1 driver for qualifying in his Mount Airy, North Carolina Team 9 Racing late model. Walker Matthews was the second fastest driver in qualifying, and he had a pretty decent run there, and he will be one of the Fast 5 drivers that stayed out of the heat races here tonight, followed by Grayson Underwood in this number 01 late model. He had a decent run in qualifying, followed by Ace Throckmorton in the number 72. Chase Johnson, who eventually ended up winning our race here tonight from Greer, South Carolina, started in the 5th place position for Chase Johnson Racing. Those were your top Fast 5 drivers here tonight. That took us out to heat race number 1. That was won by none other than the number 24, James Fountain. He picks up his 3rd heat race win here tonight. He'll pick up 3 bonus points, add him to his total score after that heat race win here. Declan Willis finished in the 2nd place position. He'll get 2 points to take home out of the heat race here tonight for ACR Racing and his number 100 team. The 3rd place position went to Dylan Thomas. He'll grab 1 point added to his total score from Denison, Texas, inside of this number 03 late model, here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Those will be your top 3 point paying here out of the heat race number 1. Scooted over here to heat race number 2. That was won by, the number 40 of Michael Johnson, who didn't have things go his way here tonight in the main feature. He'll grab 3 bonus points, add him to his total score, with Zach Evans rounding out that 2nd place spot there in heat race number 2 from Princeton, North Carolina. He'll score 2 points, add it to his MND Motorsports team. The 3rd place position was won there by Adam Peeler, who definitely didn't have things go his way tonight like he anticipated it to go. The number 27 from Landrum, South Carolina, will score the final point there in heat race number 2, add it to his total score. Those were your top 3 in heat race number 2. That led us all over here tonight to the feature where it all wrapped up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, won by two-time Chase Johnson from Greer, South Carolina. He'll win his 16th I-85 Asphalt Series race and his 2nd on the season. Corey Tessner will take home the bonus point here tonight with the Hard Charger Award, moving up 22 spots from where he started. Corey Tessner looking to keep climbing up the standings here for the Dash for Cash and find his way to the bank here for a payout here in the coming weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, that led Walker Matthews finishing in the 3rd place position here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and his number 04 late model. Southern Speed Company's number 10, Ty McIntosh from Asheville, North Carolina, rounded out the 4th place position, followed by Declan Willis in the 5th place spot here tonight. Dylan Thomas brought home the 6th place position from Texas here tonight. A decent run for the number 03 late model, followed by top 7 from the Hammer of Alan Hammerbeck. He'll hammer his way up through the front here for Chase Johnson Racing and scrap a top 10 here tonight. Aaron Evans involved in a couple accidents here tonight. Rebounds for an 8th place finish inside of the Booty Scoot Racing channel's I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division. The Grim Reaper, Brandon McAbee, racing for J Money Cinch Motorsports from Spartanburg, South Carolina, filling in for John Michael Bryant, your mom's favorite driver all season long for this number 31. He'll snag another top 10 here tonight. Phil Bogdan snags a top 10 here tonight in this number 29 machine after getting himself involved in a couple accidents here tonight. Followed by Ace Throckmorton in his Triple S Throckmorton Racing number 72, late model from South Boston, Virginia. Trace Daniel, from Paces, Virginia, driving for ACR Racing, will screech out the 12th place position here tonight, followed by Patrick McPeak, who sat on the pole here tonight from the Team 9 Racing number 61. And Patrick McPeak led a total of 58 laps here tonight for Team 9 Racing. Zach Evans will round out what's going to be the 14th place finishing spot here tonight. Not a great points day for Zach Evans in this number 6 Mead 5 Modified. 81XI Racing's Triple Deuce. The Maverick, Chris Knighty, brings home the top 15th spot and avoided all the chaos here tonight. The Maverick working his way up through the field. A nice finish here tonight. Adam Baylor in the M&D Motorsports number 27 late model will bring home the 16th place position here tonight after almost getting the heat race win there. Nate Hall involved in a couple accidents here tonight but stayed consistent. That's the main topic here tonight with Nate Hall. However, involved in the accidents, involved in all kinds of other mayhem, a lap down, he stays out on the racetrack, finishes the race, earns 5 spots better from where he started. Nate Hall, the absolute great finish here tonight for this young number 18 team. James Fountain will bring home what's going to be the 18th place spot here tonight on the Booty Suit Racing channel after bringing home another heat win here tonight. In the I-85 Asphalt Series, he'll take home the bonus point. Luca Torcott, the Canadian, didn't have the race that he was looking for. He'll finish out what's going to be the 19th place position here tonight, followed by Dakota Pignataro's number 99 M&D Motorsports late model. The 21 place spot went to Mike Doyle here tonight in the 00 from Middletown, New Jersey, involved in the accident there in the heat race in the feature. Grayson Underwood jumps the start here early in tonight's event. That'll cost him big time. He'll have to get sent to the tail end of the field and will not be able to recover there from 22nd. Andrew Parnell involved in a couple of accidents. Same applies here to Andrew Parnell. Was able to stay consistent here tonight. Was able to pick up 4 spots over the rest of the guys in the field. A decent point stay here tonight for Andrew Parnell. Way to stay out of the trouble. Michael Johnson involved in the accident there. Looks like he was the one that was initially cause of the accident. He'll lose 17 spots here tonight, finishing in the 24th place spot here tonight with the final place position going to the 25th place spot of Lane Woods in the ACR Racing Group. Neil Rutt to third was down on the main racetrack holding the pit stop reports and the race control. Our sincerest condolences from the Union Beach driver of Neil Rutt for all that he does inside of the Booty Suit Racing channel. That'll do it, folks, here tonight at the Five Flag Speedway, live here on the Booty Suit Racing channel for what was a 100-lap absolute banger. That's all we could ever say about this one, folks. We want to remind you one more time the remaining schedule. We are heading to the IRP Raceway 2 weeks from now. You are not going to want to miss a damn thing when we get there. We're rounding out the Southern National Speedway for that modified late model doubleheader Monday and Tuesday night at Southern National. You're not going to want to miss it then. Tons and tons and tons of more racing here to come on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and what's inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. What do we exactly mean by that? The I-85 Asphalt Series back in action 2 weeks from now. Friday night, the TNA Truck Series for Madness Racing League live here for playoff race number 3 at the Chicagoland Speedway. Make sure you guys have your ticket. We'll see you then. We want to remind you, folks, your weather report before you pull out of tonight's racetrack. We are not responsible for your DUIs. It is a cloudy 79 degrees right now with a 11-mile-per-hour wind in the air. So a nice day to go racing. I'm sunburnt, tore up. Chase Johnson wins it here tonight after making a move there 3 wide, about 60 laps to go. He's able to hold on to it through the overtime restart. Thank God, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you Friday night for the Madness Racing League. God bless.